And finally, and you'll like this, liberals have to stop pretending that they absolutely cannot do without the National Endowment for the Arts. Please, ask yourself this. What are you doing right now? Drinking Chardonnay at the symphony? No, you're high and watching me on TV.
I do like that.
Because for every dollar this country spends, we only take in 61 cents these days. We have to cut the budget somewhere. Which is why tonight, I'm going to put on my teabagger hat. Thank you. And admit they are right about one thing. We have to bring down the national debt. It's insane what the debt costs America every year. We pay about $400 billion just in interests. That's almost as bad as having a credit card with Capital One. But took the occasion of his death to express my dismay at people who think comic books are literature and superhero movies are great cinema, and who in general are stuck in an everlasting childhood. Bragging that you're all about the Marvel Universe is like boasting that your mother still pins your mittens to your sleeves. Now, in fairness, this isn't just the teabaggers. Ask the American people how they want to tame the deficit, by raising taxes or cutting spending. And cutting spending wins, always, by a huge margin. Next question. So what government spending do you want to see cut? Answer, nothing. Not a thing. America is like a family that spends way more than they bring in. But Mom won't give up her shopping sprees, and Dad won't give up that big, stupid boat he bought. Even now, when we utterly can't afford a big, stupid boat. Comics are for kids. That's why they sell them next to the Pokemon cards and not on the aisle with the condoms and the lube. I'm sorry, but if you're an adult playing with superhero dolls, I'm sorry, I mean collectible action figures, why not go all the way and drive to work on a big wheel? Grown-ups these days, they cling so desperately to their childhood that when they do attempt to act their age, they have a special word for it now. Adulting. Hey world, look at me. I just made my own eye appointment. Hashtag adulting. Eating vegetables. Adulting. Today I wiped my own ass. I guess I'm turning into my dad. Marriages have been destroyed because the husbands, adult men, can't stop playing video games. I don't think there's anything wrong with spanking your kids a little bit when they're young before they're old enough to fight back.
You think Twitter's going to go after me?
Yeah. You know, we're not talking about the belt, although when I was a kid, plenty of kids talked about the belt, getting the belt. I was spared that, but I got spanked, didn't kill me. I probably should have been spanked a little more.
I mean, we should start with parents learning to say no. I mean, there's this whole philosophy of child rearing now where you persuade the child to do the right thing instead of engage. Just say no. They're breaking dishes around the house and you're like, why do we think about doing this differently?
Right.
Like, just...
What happened to parents? When did they become such pussy-whipped by their own children? Because when I say this is a feminized country, first of all, understand that I get it, that there are millions and millions of women who are steely-eyed realists and millions of men who are anything but. However, for lack of a better term, I would say that the feminine values are now the values of America. Sensitivity is more important than truth. Feelings are more important than facts. Commitment is more important than individuality. Children are more important than people. Safety is more important than fun. First of all, I wish the media would stop using the terms of the Me Too movement. These are not allegations. They actually happened. It's on tape. They're not that serious to be allegations. They're not victims stepping forward, all this bullshit. Yes, he kissed the back of somebody's head. I'm asking, what can women do to just, at that moment, we all learn how to navigate that moment where you go, excuse me, don't kiss the back of my head, please? Is that too much? And you said you were with these people, regular American folks in the heartland, and they said in their town, a lot of people had walked away from their mortgages. And they asked the question, would our parents have done that? And I ask this because I say we have all these problems, but it seems to me that, and I hate to say this, people hate me when I say it, but the root of the problem is the rot in the people ourselves. I include myself in it. I'm rotten too. But we're just not like that generation.
We're not.
And
But
there's not a problem in this country. I don't think you could trace back to people being either lazy, stupid, or greedy.
But that's not the whole point.
Well,
Listen,
not entirely.
There's no question that there is a personal responsibility issue here, but look at the mortgage companies that offer this kind of shortcut to the American dream, no down payment, no proof of income. Look at the credit card companies offering all these teaser interest rates that then would skyrocket to 29 and 30%.
Bill's point is that folks believe them. Folks believed you could get a house for nothing.
In fact, I saw in some article it said, anybody but a white guy is a big sign at certain Democratic rallies. And Beto said, but I totally understand people will make a decision based on the fact that almost every single one of our presidents has been white and they want something different for the country. And I think that's a very legitimate basis upon which to make a decision. I don't. I don't think that's a basis on which to make the decision. What do you think?
You would give me the anti-white guy question.
Well, no, I'm asking everybody that question, but I'm saying, should we have
seriousness? I think, first of all, that is not a real litmus, right? What I think people are really trying to say is that they want to see themselves reflected in the body politic. And guess what? It does make a difference where you come from, what your lived experience is, as a way to what your sensitivities might be to these issues when you're governing. And I don't think that is unreasonable.
I mean, if we're going to...
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, if we're
I
going to say
don't think the litmus is white or not, right? Like, I don't think that's where this argument has to come down. For me...
Well, there's a faction on the left where that's pushing that idea that we just make... that all our problems would go away if we just settled it with someone who wasn't white. When South Park got threatened last week by Islamists incensed at their depiction of Muhammad, it served, or should serve, as a reminder to all of us that our culture isn't just different than one that makes death threats to cartoonists. It's better.
My brother was a deputy chief of police. Yeah. I know that law enforcement needs for compensation, but firefighters in New York can retire after 20 years, getting $100,000 a year forever. After only 20 years service immediately.
There was a mayor at I can't remember the town out here in California. He said, I'm paying for 3 police departments. The one that works and the 2 who are on pensions. I can't make it work that way. And, when you look at the statistics, 2008, New York City fired only 3 of 30,000 teachers. Now, come on. There's got to be more bad teachers in New York than just 3. L.A., 11 of 43,000. Chicago, 0.1%. Akron, 0. There's got to be some shitty teachers in Akron.
So, look. There's a... I'm sorry.
The perception is that the Democrats and the teachers union are way too cozy, and that nothing can be done unless the Democratic Party makes a bit of a split with the teachers union and says, we're not going to back you no matter what. It's a little like the Vatican. Ooh. Wow. Stop calling what happened in Oklahoma this week a botched execution. The guy died, didn't he? So it took longer than they promised. What do you expect from government employees? A botched execution is when the guy gets up off the gurney and says, that was refreshing, what's for dinner? Which is why America needs to focus on getting jobs. Steve Jobs. Because something tells me that Apple would have come up with a better idea for stopping an oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico than putting a giant box on top of it. In 2001, Apple reinvented the record player, in 2007 the phone, and this year the computer. I say, for 2011, we let them take a crack at America. Our infrastructure, our business model, our institutions. Get rid of the stuff that's not working, replace it with something that does.
for example, goodbye, U.S. Senate. Hello, Genius Bar. So good luck, Steve, because you'll need it. Of course, I'm sure he'll make us change the name. All right, that's our show. I want to thank Cory Booker, John...